Welcome in today's video where we'll talk about the Progressive Era to New Era, 1900 to 1929. The early 20th century marked an era of change in the United States, with the progressives working towards making American society better and safer. The movement aimed to make big business more responsible through regulations, clean up corrupt city governments, improve working conditions in factories, and better living conditions for those living in slum areas. The progressives also focused on the environment and conservation of resources. During this period, Americans hoped to make the world more democratic by expanding the right to vote to women and introducing several election reforms. However, after joining Great Britain and France in World War I, many Americans turned their attention away from foreign affairs. The 1920s, known as the Roaring Twenties, saw a continuation of America's economic growth and prosperity. Automobile manufacturing became the major growth industry, and the automobile rapidly transformed American society. However, the decade also saw the decline of many reform activities. Robert and Helen Lind conducted a study of American society during the 1920s, in which they found that the automobile had transformed the lives of people living in Muncie, Indiana, and virtually everywhere else in the United States. Some of the effects of the automobile were seen as positive, while others were more troubling. The United States entered a period of peace, prosperity, and progress in the early 1900s, and the nation's growing cities became the center of economic growth. The expanding city offered many advantages to the emerging middle class, but for the urban poor, it resulted in a decreased quality of life. The working class lived daily with overcrowding, inadequate water facilities, unpaved streets, and disease. In the mid to late 19th century, natural resources were heavily exploited, and conservationists called for federal supervision of the nation's resources and the preservation of those resources for future generations. President Theodore Roosevelt was a conservationist who achieved major milestones, such as the conservation of the nation's resources, putting an end to wasteful uses of raw materials, and the reclamation of large areas of neglected land. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video.